Welcome back once again. Now we are going to move to a different topic concerning the announcement of Saudi Arabia hosting the Formula 1 and the other sport events. And for that, we are so happy to have with us Dr. طلال المغربي. He's the head of the Saudi Marketing Association, to talk more about, his general opinion or impression about such a sport event. Dr. طلال, thank you very much for joining us in the program.
It's my pleasure, Fahad.
First of all, let me ask you, how do you see the importance of hosting so many sport events in the kingdom with the unlimited support of our government and especially our Crown Prince?
I think it's a great with the support of the government. It would show the capability of Saudi Arabia to organizing the diversity of different sports events. It's not only the typical sports like football, but we are hosting football, motorcycling, like the Dakar. We are also boxing and different type of sports.
Right.
So that is it's a huge impact on the capability of Saudi Arabia, especially that we have a diversity of geographical and the climate. We are a huge country, and that also will help us to have transfer the knowledge of organizing such a big events, and also that will have an impact on the capability of Saudi Arabia, the nation branding, establishing Saudi with a very good image, established and organizing such events.
Also, the Minister of Sport, His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz, mentioned, Abdulaziz bin Turkey mentioned that this kind of sport events actually will make Saudi Arabia as a destination for such sport activities, and also to elevate the level of the organization level of sport in Saudi Arabia. So what is your comment on that?
Yeah, that is like exactly what is happening. So let's take it from different angles. And also I would like to talk about some of the research as well as to see the glass, like the empty and the full part of the glass. So when we say, for example, Saudi Arabia wants to be the hub of organizing the sports, that will help us to establish and reach and accomplish the objectives of the Ministry of Sports through the different federations we have in Saudi. You are talking about the typical one like football, volleyball, basketball, and the new federations, which is one of them is the car racing and the motorcycle racing. So they have like an agenda. They would like to establish a new stakeholders of this new sports. So when we organize any type of events, we are talking about the ecosystem of that industry. So each sport is an industry, and you are talking about, for example, if we are talking about the Formula 1, for example, we are talking about increasing the base and the people who would like to engage on those type of events. Also would like to increase the number of participants on this type of sports. So then we are going to elevate those participants to be on the professional level. If we are talking about this angle, we are talking about in the same level. That means it's like, as I said, it's an ecosystem. So we need to increase the number of sponsors. We are going to increase the numbers of sport clothes, the wearable like technologies and related to this ecosystem of sports. We are talking about increasing the number of professional companies who are going to organize like an event management companies. We're going to talk about increasing the number of jobs related to this industry. And also even the type of broadcasting related to different sports is completely different. So we are talking about an ecosystem for each type of sport. So when we organize the football, which is the traditional, we already have maybe the experience and expertise, but also would like to go to a different level. When we broadcast like or even organize the boxing, that is a different industry talking to a different level of consumers and the stakeholders. So taking all of this as a 360 degree to see the impact for all those type of sports, that means we have a bigger reach to a global consumers, a bigger reach to a global investors. We are reaching to more and more of different audiences. That will increase the attractions and the attention about Saudi Arabia. So if we are talking about the Formula One, we are talking about like 1.8 billion viewers they usually see in average. They watch this type of sports. So just multiply this to all the other sports. If we are talking about the Super Cup, the Italian Super Cup, or the Spanish Super Cup, or the boxing. So we have a global reach, and that is part of the strategy to globalize also the Saudi sports to be. It has an impact. So I would like also to talk. I don't know if it is part of this question, but I would like to talk about also 3 different impacts that we are going to see on this hosting the Formula One, and how also we'd like to talk about sustainability of the impact, and also I would like to mention some of the experience from the European side, if you allow me.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes. So when we are talking about the Formula One, so it is like one of the biggest events in the world. It started in in early 50s by the United Kingdom, and it is like an elite event, but it has a growing number of fans. When we talk about, for example, about the viewers, we are talking about 1.8 billion viewers. When we're talking about the fan base of this type of sports, we're talking about 500 million fans. They love this type of sports worldwide. When we talk about the average people who travel to the events where it is being hosted, we're talking about 200,000 people who would like to visit Saudi Arabia from all over the world during that event. Multiplying that by the people who are already coming to Saudi Arabia during the Umrah seasons, and they know there is an event, so you are talking about even a bigger number who are going to be in Jeddah watching that event. So going from the viewers to the economical impact, we are talking about people who have like a high spending when they arrive to the Saudi Arabia. Also, we are talking about how we are going to impact the other cities. So we are talking about Jeddah, that we have a global and mega projects. So that is a very good way of promoting the Red Sea project, the Neom project, the Amala project. Also, Giddiya is going to come. So here we are going to talk about the nation branding, as Prince Abdulaziz said, about having Saudi as a hub. So that is part of the nation branding strategy. Then we are promoting Jeddah. So that is a different strategy. It's called the city marketing. And then we are using these events to promote different destinations, especially like if we are talking about tourism and others. So we are talking about the destination branding. So we are talking about the cruising, the different projects on the sea. And that will let us also have a future impact on the tourism part. So we are talking about the exchange of the cultures. We are going to enhance our cultures, meeting with different visitors from all over the world. We are talking about South America. They have a huge fans there. We are talking about like Europe, America, and all of those who are going to come or watch us. So that is a completely a part of the culture, Minister of Culture strategy. So here we are not only having one ministry who are dealing with this event. We are talking about different ministries trying to help to reach the Saudi Vision 2030 as a combined effort. In the same time, we are talking about also, hopefully this will help us to transfer the knowledge of organizing mega events. In the same time, we might have the Formula One, the boat racing in the future. It was in Abu Dhabi one time, so hopefully that will have it on the Red Sea with the Red Sea project. So we might have the Formula One for the boat racing soon. And at the same time, the typical things when we have this type of events, we are generating more jobs. that will impact, as I said, the whole ecosystem. So we are going to see more of people who engage in this type of sports. We're talking about having more different clothes, technology, wearable technologies, startups. We might have even more organizing company, event management companies. So that will bring the sustainability that we need for the future, because some countries, they talk about immediate impact. No, in Saudi Arabia, we're not talking about an immediate impact. We need it in 1 or 2 years. We're talking about the mega projects, which is going to finish within the 5-10 years ahead of us. So this is a part of even a marketing campaign strategy for Saudi Arabia and for the future events we have.
Also, Doctor, let me ask you about the revenue. Most of the people saying, well, you know, they're seeing it from a narrow perspective when they say it is actually money spending here and there, and you do not see the other benefits, which, as you mentioned earlier, 3 ministries involved, like Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Culture, Ministry of Sport. They are actually interacting with each other to come up with a vision that's really going to attract more people to the kingdom, you know, for different reasons. So let's talk about the revenue, since you mentioned also the economy, or the impact of the economy, since we are actually going to host these important sport events.
Okay, great. I will give you an example, because this is like the empty part of the glass. But I will take it from there to how we are going to use that for the benefits of us. There is a published paper, I was reading it yesterday, published late 2019. They have done a study on the countries, the European countries, hosting Formula One from 1991 to 2017 to see if there is an actual impact, because the fees to be able to host such an event, an average price in Europe is $29.7 million to be able to host a Formula One. So maybe Saudi Arabia is paying the same, maybe higher, maybe it's different countries in South America. So maybe they have different prices. But since the Liberty Media company took over Formula One in 2017, they're trying to enhance the brand equity of the Formula One. So if we take it if we take that research, they say most of the European countries, they have a negative impact. They cannot prove that the money they paid on hosting a Formula One has an impact. Instead, it has a negative impact on the 4 years or 5 years. So it cannot justify the spending on hosting Formula One. If we take that and we take the positive side of it, in Saudi Arabia, we are not talking about we are hosting it because we need an immediate impact, as I said. We are talking about consider these investments as part of a marketing strategy that we need to for the future of the mega projects we have. We have, as I said, Red Sea, NEOM, other things. Also consider about the indefinite leave visa we have in Saudi Arabia, which enable people to have like an indefinite stay in Saudi Arabia. So if we are talking about the most richest people who are coming in that time to Saudi, we are not talking about the investor side. We are talking about people who would love to be part of Saudi. They want to stay in Saudi, or they would like to invest for a huge like villas and in the Red Sea projects. So we are talking about something that we are like the results going to be in the future. Even people, if they say this is like a huge amount of investment, but no, it's the reality that we are going to have a huge number of people, because we just started the tourism visa. So we're not talking about we need to increase the number of visitors to Saudi Arabia in the coming 10 years. We need to increase the number of Umrah and people who are coming for Umrah. We need also to let people know about the different geographical areas we have in Saudi Arabia. So we need to convey a message, a strategic message during the events, because these events are going to be covered by global media. So we need to be smart on working with those media agencies to convey all the messages to reach to the global audiences. One of the most important here is how to make this sustainable. It's not only an event and then it has no impact. So people that see the impact by creating the fan base of this type of sports or the different sports we are hosting, we will see different global management event management companies. We will see like startups. We will see the technologies. People are going to see the number of visitors coming to the new airport, like through Jeddah, and also the universities. I will give you an example of Brunel University in London. They are dealing with the Formula One of the brands which is dealing with the Formula One, because most of the top brands is dealing with the Formula One, like Mercedes and other for the engines. So the engineering school, the mechanical engineering school, are developing and helping to enhance the performance of those engines. So that is like, if you are talking about research, that means we are going to do a lot of research if we take it from that part, and we try to engage with the engineering schools in our Saudi universities, how we are going to engage those people with the research. The research will have an impact, not only in the Saudi, but it's a global impact. How we are going also to have people who to have some of the global brands like Mercedes, for example, going to work closely, hand by hand, with some of the engineering school in King Abdulaziz University or Jeddah University or Balkura or King Saud University. So take it from all the different angles. Yes. I think that will have a great impact if we work as a strategist with all those different ministers to achieve our goals, inshallah.
Very true. Also, I know sport is a good tool actually to introduce the kingdom to the rest of the world, and as you mentioned earlier, it's also for the imaging side. But sport, as we agree upon, that it is actually a favorite things for most of the people. So do you think the Ministry of Sport will continue to host more sport activities in the future, or you think, well, with certain plans, they just gradually trying to insert these kind of activities from a season to another?
I will give you my personal view. If we are talking about the soft power, when we talk about the soft power, that is like a country strategy. The soft power, you can reach and have an impact globally, and also to influence the people through different channels. Some of them is related to the culture, the tourism, also to use the different governmental institutions, also through the development contributions, such as the King Salman institutions helping other countries. So all of this is part of the channels for the soft power to have an impact. So when we talk about the sport diplomacy, that is a part of a country strategy to have an impact. So the country, I'm 100%, they are testing different diplomacies and how we can have an impact globally. And I'm 100%, they see one of the channels, because they are using different channels, one of the channels is a sport. So when they directed, for example, the Minister of Sports to approach and help the Saudi Arabia to achieve a strategy that will have an impact through the sports and will impact different strategies for the ministry, as we say, for the culture, for tourism, for 100% for all other different, even the foreign affairs. I think Prince Abdulaziz met with Prince Farhan a few months ago, and they have a vision about how they use the sports for global impact through the foreign affairs. So I'm 100%, it's not only, it is like an initiative by the Ministry of Sport, it's a country vision and the strategy, and they are using the right ministries to have the right diplomacy and the right impact globally.
Well, Dr. Talal Maghrabi, head of the Saudi Marketing Association, thank you very much for your input in the program and, talking about this important sport issue. As usual, we enjoy your company and we enjoy always your actually input in the program. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.